So this is our spring. It's two concrete pipes, one sunk into the ground. You can see the seam down there. If you look over here to the right, you'll see where it's kind of trickling. I don't know if you can see that too well. But that's where the seam is. It kind of trickles out the seam. And the water trickles around it. So you got these two big pipes, and on the top are those the concrete lids that separate like that, with metal that we put on the top to keep any critters out. And if you go look inside here, without dropping the camera, really hard to see in there because it's reflective, but there's the spring. That white spot's where the spring's bubbling right now. And what I'm looking for in here is the crawdad. In Chile, they get crawdads and they put them in their springs and in their wells because they eat the dead things in there. Of course, I always wonder about the crawdad pooping, but supposedly it's good for your well, and I don't know, it's tradition here and hadn't killed them yet. And the water in this well, we had it tested, this little spring, came back, is good. Now, the camera is kind of focusing, it gets light here, and then there's dark, and then it goes down to the light at the bottom, the white. The light that you see is the seam. Right in here is the seam. That's where the seam of the two pipes meet. So that's about 3 feet deep right there, maybe a little bit more. I measured it before. But anyways, I put a plastic Coke bottle that I opened the lid up on because crawdads like to go inside little caves and stuff, and they breed when they do that. And if there's another crawdad, she crawdad and a he crawdad in there, I guess. Anyways, this is a spring, typical, very common here in Chile. This will give us lots of good water, we hope. It's in the dry season right now, but let's see, right here. That's how much water's coming out of the seams right now. So what they do is you set the concrete pipes in the ground, this one here and then that one on top of it, and that one at the seam is what the level or the water would naturally seek. I believe the rule is that if you go above what it would naturally seek, that it'll actually stop. It'll find a way of least resistance, less resistance. But anyways, there's approximately 4 springs like this on our property, and here's running around. What I did is I shoveled the dirt away from the spring so that it would, and when it's raining, that the water wouldn't come into the well. It would stay and go around the well instead of going into the well. So anyways, that's our little spring house well, whatever you want to call it. Probably a spring's best term. So we'll see. Well, I'll give you an update when I put the solar pump on here or the regular electric pump. I haven't decided yet. Okay.